Hey everybody, this is Tat Comics. I wanted to enter a video in for SemperFi Comic Guy, show my support. He said this would be for the 4th of July contest, and yeah, I wanted to do an Uncle Sam book. I just picked these up a while ago, and I mean, I could have done Captain America like he suggested, or Captain Britain, stuff like that, but you know, I think I'd do Uncle Sam. Now this book, I just read it today, and let me tell you, it's very interesting. You know, they show Uncle Sam there a few times, but they show the freedom fighters in there. And this story is, it mainly tells a story from one character named Red Bee. She kind of tells about how she got started to become a superhero, and how her uncle was a superhero and he was the original Red Bee, and how he fought alongside Uncle Sam in World War II. And you know, so it kind of jumps around a little bit in the story, and then it also comes right back to where it started in the beginning. So I'll just kind of flip through pages, and I'll just kind of give you guys like a heads up, you know, what's going on. So here's a swarm of like this alien insects, and it's trying to come to Earth, and it's going to try to take over Earth because the mother of this hive wants to find a new Earth to, you know, have her kids and stuff and take over her planet. So you see Uncle Sam's right here, and here's like some of the, you know, here's the freedom fighters. Here's all of them right here. And so they're there right now, and they're trying to find the Red Bee. I know everything that's in these red capsules, whatever not, that's the character Red Bee. She's talking. It's kind of like, I guess she's talking to herself. And then, you know, everything else here, that's them talking. This book was kind of controversial. I mean, they kind of delve deep into some things in this book, and it's a decent story. You know, I've read better, but hey, I mean, for a first book that I read out of this, because I got like I think 1 through 8 or 1 through 7 or something like that, it's not a bad story. I don't think I'm going to stop here. I got the other ones, so I think I'll read them. But you know, here they're basically getting taken over by this alien form, insect form, whatever, and they're beating up the freedom fighters and stuff. And while they're getting, you know, this, they're still trying to find the Red Bee. Well, she goes ahead and she figures out how to communicate with them. And she figures, here she is right here. She kind of busts out, and you know, Uncle Sam's like, "Are you all right?" She's like, "I'm fine, but you know, don't nobody move. I got this under control." So here she comes, and she finds, you know, the head queen. It looks like a big old spider, and she tricks, you know, the queen here to let her and her friends go, because you know, she wants to start her own colony and all that stuff. And then you know, she's telling her friend here, I'm trying to remember her name, you know, hey, get that portal open so we can get back home. So when they get back home, you know, it's gone, and they're like, "What is gone?" She said, "The White House." It was like all destroyed. You know, there it is right there. Kind of shows a picture of that. And then this is kind of jumps back to a time with this character here. I guess, you know, they were talking about the memorial for all the people that died in the freedom fighters, and there's Uncle Sam. And this guy here used to be, let me see, gosh, I had the name on here. Well, this guy right here, he used to be this character here. I'm just trying to find the name. As soon as I find it, I'll let you know. You know, now his son is that superhero. And you know, they're talking about like what they're going to do, how they're going to take care of this problem they're dealing with, you know. And this old guy right here, you know, he said, "Yeah, I can fight some more," you know. And he said, and Uncle Sam's saying, "Yeah, I'm sure you can, but you know, your son could take it over now." I thought this was pretty cool. "An evil shall inherit the earth." Shows all the bad guys. It's pretty cool. But then, you know, it's like, then it goes right back to them coming back from that planet where all those alien insects were, and they're talking to her, and she's starting to morph. She's starting to change, you know, into like almost like an insect. And they're talking to her about like how she can set off these hormone levels now, where like, you know, men and women will both be attracted to her, and this and that kind of stuff. And you know, so it starts to get a little corny with her being able to set off pheromones in the air. And this character right here, she says, "I'm feeling it, but I always feel aroused during doctor's visits." And then she says, "Those goggles," you know, and I guess this is the doctor right here, whatnot. And this guy's saying, you know, like, "Stormy, please," that's her name. So, you know, they kind of go into there and try to make this quick. You know, here they all get together, and I guess this is kind of like their headquarters and stuff, and they're talking to the director, you know, and he's trying to tell Uncle Sam, you know, hey, we got to use your poster again, you know, like we did back then. And Uncle Sam's like, no, I ain't doing that. You know, the people didn't like it back then, and I'm not doing it. I'm not going to piss off the, you know, American people and stuff. You know, and they're kind of going back and forth about going to war. And some of the team is for it, and the other team, you know, part of the other team isn't. So, you know, they're hashing out, going back and forth, you know, about, you know, just this whole war and things. And this guy, I believe he's Native American, because it kind of gets brought up about, it says right here, this character right here says, you out of all people should see how dangerous this is, John, the way the government treated the Native Americans, you know. And he's saying, that was a very long time ago. I'd like to think things have changed. You know, this is the guy who's, you know, he's pushing for them to do this. And he says, what is it going to be, Uncle Sam? And Uncle Sam decides, you know what, dude, I don't want to be a part of this. So he takes half his freedom fighters and they leave. And he says, the only way I'll come back is if the American people want this to happen. So once he leaves and things start changing, you know, like they start, you know, showing more in the public eye and everything like that. She, right here, that's that Red Bee, she starts talking about, oh my god, I'm feeling sick and I'm having cramps and stuff, and she talks about her period and everything. I was like, wow, okay, you know. And she starts saying, you know, I hope I'm not pregnant, I hope they didn't, you know, impregnate me while I was on their ship. And then you see her right here, and all of a sudden this big cocoon happens, and then it says to be continued. The one thing I forgot to mention is they talk about, you know, because it is DC, they talk about Superman, they talk about the Justice League and all that stuff, and that they sent Uncle Sam the freedom fighters to fight those aliens, that they sent them instead of, you know, themselves going. So I thought that was pretty cool. They did a couple references here and there of Superman, and, you know, they didn't really talk about Batman, but they talked about the Justice League and stuff like that in this book. And the other thing that SemperFi Comic Guy asked us to do, if we wanted to, was to share an experience about the 4th of July. And, you know, he said even if it didn't deal with a comic book or something, comic book related, they just share an experience. The best 4th of July that I can remember was, I was in Hawaii. It was me, my brother, my sister, my younger brother, and my mom. We all went to Hawaii to go see my mom's sister, which is my aunt, of course. And we all went up there, and we got to hang out at the beaches and stuff like that. But the night of 4th of July, we went out on my cousin's boat. I mean, went right in the middle of this harbor, so, you know, the island kind of like was around us. We were kind of like in a cul-de-sac, let's say, and we got to sit right in the middle of that, and we got to watch the fireworks just shoot over our heads, you know, and it was awesome. I mean, it was a beautiful sight to see, you know, and we're just right there. And you know, it was cool to see like my mom and her sister act like they were teenagers again on the boat, which was funny. They were telling stories and stuff. And the other cool thing about that trip was, I believe that was the same trip I got to go to Pearl Harbor and actually walk out there and see the dedication that they did to the troops. And, you know, it was a very emotional state. I mean, you know, for me, because I can only imagine, you know, I mean, that was a horrible thing that happened back then. But the trip, you know, was great because I got to spend it with my family, and like I said, just being on the water and watching the fireworks shoot over was awesome. So hopefully this video isn't too long, but I wanted to, you know, show my support to SemperFi Comic Guy, and you know, say hey, good luck with the contest, man. Alright, well, take care, guys. Tat out.